Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video I would like to talk about J-Hope's Blue Side, focusing on a full breakdown and analysis of the lyrics of this masterpiece and its connections to the myth of Pandora's Box. Now, even if I already talked about this song back in my analysis of Hope World, Hobie actually released an extended version of the song for the 3rd anniversary of the mixtape, and since this is one of my favorite songs ever, please don't mind me while I rave about it for the next few minutes. Now, back in Hope World, Blue Side was a song that could have been considered as an unofficial epilogue to the journey that J-Hope has led us through in his mixtape. The very first draft of the song was actually written 3 years before the release of the album, and in many respects, the track was meant to convey an abstract feeling rather than a specific message. As J-Hope himself has pointed out, Blue Side is a song that echoes a more innocent and clueless past. Since he wrote it almost at the beginning of his artistic journey, the track conveys a feeling of nostalgia for his childhood that is also mixed with a sense of tranquility that arises from remembering a time that is not coming back. So as J-Hope himself has stated, the song represents a metaphorical blue sanctuary where people can find comfort in memory and actually take a break to regain their peace. Now, with the surprise release of the extended version, Hobie finally completed the song by adding lyrics that actually verbalized the feelings that he wanted to convey in the first version. By his own admission, this new Blue Side is meant to show us his musical growth as well as his desire to keep on improving and challenging himself, but the main goal that J-Hope wants to achieve here is actually to provide a sense of comfort in a time full of sadness and separation. As I mentioned in my video about the mixtape, the song is essentially a deep dive into J-Hope's Blue Side. But even if this color is often associated to loneliness and melancholia, the song transforms this color into a medium through which we can acknowledge these feelings while still experiencing a sense of peace in the process. From a color that is connected to sadness, blue becomes a color that brings comfort and healing through the memory of happier times, so the song literally portrays an inner journey that is meant to transform this blue side from a place of misery to a place of rebirth. At the beginning, for instance, the song portrays the sadness of a person who realizes that things have changed and they are now left alone in their despair. Much like what many of us have been experiencing during this time, J-Hope expresses his desire to go back to a more innocent time when we were all together and the passing of the seasons didn't bring the same feelings of sorrow. And even if the first verse shows us that this moment is filled with tears and regret, this sadness is soon alleviated by a calming invitation to go back to the blue side. You see, in this context, the blue side is a safe space. It's a place where the blue of sorrow is replaced by the blue of peace, by the blue of the sky, and by the blue of the clouds in the sun. And even if this blue might not erase the pain that we feel, it actually helps us coexist with it by finding comfort in the memories that we long to come back to. As we stand on this rainbow bridge, the blues of the present are drowned by the calming blue of the past, so while J-Hope is left alone in his room to sing about his sadness, he also sings about his bloom. That is about the time where he bloomed into the person that he is today, with memories in turn helping him to bloom again from the sorrow that he feels. Even if at first his solitude brings him sadness and despair, the comfort that he finds in memory actually transforms his loneliness into an opportunity for rebirth, so the regret that he expressed at the beginning is eventually replaced by the hope to meet again. Even if he knows that the present is still sad, the memory of the past gives him hope for the future. In this blue dream, we can see each other again and hug each other even if in reality we are still separated. So in this context, the blue side is literally a bridge between the past and the future that can help us cope with the present through memory and hope. Now, in the cover art of the song, this idea is also expressed with an interesting reference to Pandora's Box, which is a myth that J-Hope actually mentioned in the past as one of the reasons why he chose his stage name to begin with. In this story, Pandora is entrusted with a box that contains sickness, death, and all the evils in the world, and even if she is told not to open it, Pandora is taken over by curiosity and eventually opens the box, thus allowing all evils to spread everywhere. When the woman realizes what she has done and closes the box, the only thing that is left inside is none other than hope. And this is a sentiment that is meant to bring us the comfort that we need while facing the evils that are now surrounding us. Now, much like the color blue, the reference to this myth has a very interesting double significance. If we take the story at face value, for instance, Pandora's Box basically tells us that no matter how much we suffer, we can still rely on hope to find solace in the idea that things eventually will change. Just like the hope in the story is left in the box, J-Hope is left alone in his room, and from his room he provides comfort and healing to the people that need it. But if we keep in mind that Hobie defined the blue side as a blue sanctuary, another possible way to interpret this reference is actually to subvert its original meaning and change a negative experience into a positive one. If in the story the release of the evils is a tragic event, in the sanctuary of the blue side, releasing our worries actually brings us peace, and this is because right now we are not outside of the box, but rather inside of it. Since all of us are stuck in our rooms and have to deal with pain, suffering, sickness and death, J-Hope invites you to the blue side in order to release these evils and rely on hope to find comfort. So just like the song transforms blue from a symbol of sadness to a symbol of tranquility, the track also changes the release of pain from a tragic event to a healing process that is meant to free us from it. You see, all in all, we can say that it all boils down to a matter of perspective. By the end of the song, the world didn't change, but J-Hope did, and to a certain extent, we did as well. Instead of being overpowered by the loss of happier times, he chose to find strength in their memory and to find solace in the idea that nothing will ever take that happiness away from him. So as the pain of the present is released by the memory of the past, what's left in this blue side is none other than hope. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!